So will President Trump's endorsement get Mike Johnson across the finish line in Friday's vote for House Speaker? Joining me now is New York Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis. Great to see you, Congresswoman. Thanks very much. Let me just read to you what he said, what Trump said in the Truth Social post. He said, Speaker Mike Johnson is a good, hardworking, religious man. He will do the right thing, and we will continue to win. Mike has my complete and total endorsement, MAGA, exclamation marks. I'm just wondering if beyond that statement that he made on Truth Social, he's actually been calling your fellow Republicans to get their support, including, there are a number of Republican congresspeople that have come out again, saying they're going to have trouble voting for Mike Johnson. Are those people getting calls from the next president?
Well, I can't say if they're getting calls. I did speak with Speaker Mike Johnson on Friday. He gave me a call, and we had a great conversation. I thought it was very productive. I gave him some of my concerns and thoughts on how we can move forward in a more productive manner next year, where there's better communication and more ability for rank and file members to get legislative wins. He took my ideas and he's going to implement them. And I thought it was a really great, productive conversation. I hope he's doing that. I assume he's doing that with all the other members. And I did also speak with President Trump last week, who understands the dynamics, that this is a very difficult job being Speaker of the House, particularly when you have a majority of one. And that's going to be difficult for any speaker to get everyone on the same page all the time. But with a Republican in the White House, with the Republicans controlling the Senate and the House, we will be in a much better position to work collectively toward that shared goal of implementing the Trump agenda, unlike we were this last year, because we had to negotiate with the Democrats to get anything done.
Well, but it is so vital. I mean, it's so vital that every single Republican stick to. Again, Republicans have a tendency, it's like hoarding cats. I mean, they're more independent. It's the independence that sort of defines a conservative, where it's kind of the collective that defines Democrats. And they come together no matter what. Let me just call them out. I mean, Representative Sparks has come out on Fox News this morning with a very dour look at Mike Johnson. There's a lot you can complain about, but is it enough to really shoot all Republicans in the foot by voting against him?
I think you're absolutely right. This is the time to be united, because we have so much work to do to undo the mess that was created, quite frankly, by the Biden administration. If we are going to ramp up domestic energy production, if we are going to secure our border, if we're going to get our economy back on track, end the migration crisis that we're seeing in cities like ours in New York, and extend those important tax cuts that you were just talking about, the economic impact and the impact it has on American families, to ensure that there's certainty and that we can continue to allow for the millions of jobs that were created under the first administration to continue lifting wages for middle-class families as well, and lowering that unemployment. We need to stick together. And so I hope my colleagues do see the bigger picture, address the concerns that you have with the speaker, but don't try to leverage the speaker on Friday when it comes time to vote, because we have to recognize that we're not going to get everything that we want. But he is somebody who's willing to listen. He's somebody willing to work with everybody across the political spectrum in the Republican Party. And of course, we have to recognize that in government, it's a give and take. You're not going to get everything you want all the time, even if we're working just within the Republican conference. And I hope that's the takeaway, that if I could leave anything with my colleagues, it's that, look, we're going to try to negotiate with each other and get the best possible outcome to advance the Trump agenda. But we have to also recognize we're not going to get everything we want each and every time in every bill or legislation.
Although he listened. I mean, there was, from my perspective, it was a terrible bill. That 1,500 page bill was just horrible. It was filled with all kind of junk. But he listened, he understood, went back, and you got it done. You got the job done. You got a cut down version that got us through till March. So there is, these negotiations work. Plus, there's some Democrats, maybe not a lot, but there's some Democrats, at least one named John Fetterman in the Senate, who are willing to negotiate, right?
Well, look, the reality is that you need 7 votes in the Senate from Democrats to get any legislation through, other than what we're going to be able to do during reconciliation, because that would require the 50-vote threshold. So I think that, again, my colleagues need to understand that governing is a give and take, and that we're going to have to work with each other and, yes, members from across the aisle to get things done. We should try to negotiate for the best possible terms that match the America First agenda that President Trump laid out. But there's got to be some understanding that we're not going to get every single thing we want all the time. And I really feel like that's the problem, right? When hearing my colleagues in conference, when they get up and talk, it's like all or nothing. And that is just not the way it is in business, in government, in your household. It's never all or nothing in any relationship. It's a give and take.
Right. Congresswoman, great to see you. Got tough times ahead. Not much rest for the weary, I'm afraid, even on this holiday week. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.